Hey everybody out there in the land of YouTube, Annette Dion here. It is time for Psychic on the Rocks. I just think it's funny. I've been concocting in my mind what kind of a drink that would be. I have a few ideas. I want to go over a few things. It is Thursday, August 14th, the eve of the ill-fated meeting. We'll just call it that for now. It's just ill-fated that what was once the greatest country, you know, with flaws, but the greatest democracy, the greatest country, it's ill-fated that he's that Dumpy, the person squatting in our White House, is meeting with an enemy of the world, a true war criminal, and a person who basically is committing genocide. So it's a little rough. It's a little rough on us. So we're gonna read on that. Yesterday I was kind of tuning into the energy coming out of the Kremlin, and I got a lot of celebratory energy, a lot of scrambling, a lot of like putting things together, and it's interesting because that kind of shifted. And now what I'm picking up on is like, it's almost like everything's been put into neat files for Putin to take with him. And I just have this image. I think the meeting's gonna happen. It's been up in the air, but you know, I'll read on that too. I just have this image of Putin having everything lined up and like in a briefcase and like heading to see Trump and just holding his arms straight out, like, you know, that handshake, just taking control of the meeting. So we'll look at that a little bit more. I hear thunder off in the distance, so doesn't look like the storm's coming yet. So tonight, I don't know when this will upload. It might be too late. Might be actually closer to 7 right now. It's 5:15 here. But tonight at 7 we have our guided meditation for Healed America, so please join us for that. It's very critically important that we unite. I have been hearing lots and lots of stories about AGs across the nation really having prepared for this time. I was listening to a Michael Popak show. He was talking to 2 other AGs and just kind of bringing it home, you know, bringing home the point that through these tough times, people are really coming together. It's like we're facing a common enemy. It's unfortunate that the enemy is fraternizing with another enemy, but that's been going on for 10 years, more than 10 years. So let's take a look at what Putin is doing right now. I'm just going to pull 3 cards about that. What's he doing? And also I'm going to ask the question, is it really going to happen? So I always try to be discreet when I do these because you never know what people think about somebody reading tarot cards. So there were a couple of spots that were sort of taken, and I found this spot. This is my usual rock, but I'm in a different place on the rock. Okay, so this is Putin. Let's keep visualizing that. It kind of looks like him, doesn't it? The sort of truth. Oh, it's so interesting that thunder is booming as this just started. Okay, so this is Putin. I'm reading on Putin. The Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. I actually think that NATO and the EU have beat him to the punch somehow. I always think of Putin as being like a monster, obviously, a really horrible monster, a murdering monster. And I always think of him being so clever and covering all his bases because, you know, he's former KGB. But it feels like the EU has found his Achilles heel. I'm not sure what that would be, but I have the Ten of Swords. Things don't look good for Putin. I'm getting the sense that something's I said this yesterday. I felt booby traps being set for him. So isolated is the way, and the Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. So let's look at Dumpy's position. Remember I said that Putin was going to ask or demand that Trump hand over Alaska? And the pendulum said that Trump would say no because he's been told that if he says no, he's done. I mean, if he says yes, he's done. It's over for him. So let's look at how, just in the face of this meeting that's supposed to happen. It's interesting that I got the Hermit for Putin and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, wow. I'm just kind of reflecting on that. And now for Dumpy. The Four of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Devil. It's like they're both really bad demons. And the Nine of Cups is all the evidence against Dumpy. The Four of Wands are all the people, all his all Dumpy's minions that would do anything for him. Witkoff comes to mind. Some of the others that we know, Pam Bondi comes to mind. Tulsi Gabbard, but I'm feeling more of the men. I feel like Putin's gonna tell Trump to get them involved in something, in some way. But the Devil card, this is where Dumpy's coming from. He takes his instructions from the demonic, as does Putin. I think Putin is Satan, but you know, they're of that same ilk. And the Nine of Cups is, there's a lot going on for Dumpy, and he won't be able to think clearly in that meeting at all. So I kind of feel like this might be Putin telling Dumpy he doesn't want to talk to him, he wants to talk to his minions, the other Putin puppets. Wow, okay, let's take the pendulum out. So, you know, there's always a possibility that a meeting happens virtually rather than in person. So let's just see what this pendulum says. The pendulum that's stuck in my bag on a piece of thread. Hang on. There. Doesn't want to come out. Is the physical meeting in Alaska going to take place? It's still giving me the runaround. Isn't that weird? What's the obstruction there? By the way, I have this little piece of jewelry. I got it from a company called Project Yourself. I think they're still out there online. And there's a little teeny spot to unscrew it and put a prayer in there. So what I prayed for was that the meeting would fall apart. The prayer is right in there. With the current energy, will this meeting occur? Pendulum will not give me a straight answer on that. It's been consistently not giving me a straight answer. Let's ask this. Is Dumpy physically well enough to attend this meeting? Is he physically? I have a no. Okay. So it's possible that I keep getting an uncertain read on whether the meeting's going to happen. Oh, and I just picked up that Putin's going to ask for him to be able to talk to the other Putin puppets. Okay. If Dumpy is not well enough to attend the meeting, would it happen virtually? Yeah. So something's gonna happen. That's a strong yes. I haven't heard anything today. It's a strong yes. The meeting would happen, and in the event of Trump not feeling well, if he'd ever admit to that. It looks like it would definitely happen virtually. I say definitely, but you know, nothing's definite. It's just tendencies. Let's pull 3 cards about our military and their whole positioning as this is getting ready to take place. Nothing like this has ever happened. This is unprecedented. Nothing so heinous has ever happened in the United States. I mean, it's not like Roosevelt was having meetings with Hitler. Jeez. Okay, 3 cards. Our military. They're keeping everything in balance. This is a balancing act for our military. I have the Magician, I have the Hierophant. They will protect us. I'm not saying that we have to all wait for a savior and, you know, but I just mean that's what they do. Let's ask this, because the question's been going around for a while now. Will Putin demand that Dumpy help with his special military operation? Will Putin demand that Trump offer military help for his special military operation? That's up in the air too. So I'm kind of getting the sense that Putin is he's walking with trepidation right now, because he has a sense. He's planning to attend the meeting. I do get that, but there's a sense with Putin that, yeah, I feel like they're like, he's getting inklings that NATO and the EU might be onto him in some way. So is that accurate? Is that accurate? Is that what's going on? Yes. He's former KGB. He knows that he's being watched. Okay. Will that affect the meeting? Will that affect the meeting? Yes. So the more that there's a suspicion that there are eyes on Putin, let's ask, the more that Putin suspects that there are eyes on him, will less be achieved. That's up in the air too. Wow. This is so many layers of stuff. Okay, let me ask this. I'm just gonna go for it. Is Putin planning to attack America? Okay, because what I'm really looking for is does he have plans to have a military attack on America? I have no. Too dangerous for him. Okay, I think that's probably good for now. So interesting. The same exact time yesterday, the clouds rolled in, and then later we had a thunderstorm. So it's like a storm is brewing. It's kind of symbolic. I hope to see you. I sincerely hope to see you at 7 for our live stream, guided meditation for a healed America. If you're late, you can be as much as 15 minutes late. We don't start the meditation until 15 minutes in, and the meditation is only 15 minutes, and you can always watch it on replay. We need to upset the apple cart with our minds on this meeting, and among other things. All right, so thank you so much for supporting this channel. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you really soon. Lots of love. Namaste.